I'd rather be anywhere than here.
I'd rather have the money.
I'm gonna look out for you when I go to the top. I'm gonna make you mad.
I'd rather you didn't.
Woo!
Well, to be honest, 18, I'd rather you hadn't told me.
I'd much rather have stayed at home and, I don't know, ironed me hankies, but...
So later we will go back to analyze these clips. First, let's see what I'd rather means and how to use it. I'd rather is another way of saying I would prefer. We use I'd rather or I would rather to express a preference for a certain thing. For instance,
do you want to run?
I'd rather walk. So yeah, I'd rather not run right now. A common mistake is to put the to after I'd rather, but we just put the base form. So you don't say I'd rather to walk. I'd rather walk simply. Okay, but things get a little more complicated.
Let's see. What are you making for dinner tonight?
I'd rather you made the dinner tonight. So do you see what happens? So when we change the subject, the verb tense goes back. So we go from present to past. I'd rather you cooked. So although the verb is in the past, our preference is still for the present moment, or speaking in general. So I'd rather you didn't smoke. It doesn't mean that it's a preference for not smoking in the past. It's I'd rather you didn't smoke in general. I'd rather you quit. Well, a student might ask, Ori, so how do you say I'd rather in the past?
I'm so full. I'd rather not have eaten so much McDonald's.
Yes, in this case we use the present perfect. So I'd rather have gone out more before COVID. I'd rather have studied more. I'd rather not have gone to that restaurant. It was terrible. So it's any preference talking about the past, something that we wish we hadn't done. One key thing is that you see the negation comes before the auxiliary verb. So we don't say, I'd rather haven't eaten at that restaurant. We say, I'd rather not have eaten at that restaurant. This is a little tricky. All right, and have a look at the last one.
You only bought one bottle. I'd rather you had bought two.
Once more, when we change the subject, we go to the past perfect. I'd rather you had cooked something else. He'd rather I had done that earlier. So here, the idea is that something has happened, but we wish another thing had happened. So let's go back and look at the examples from movies and TV shows that I showed you in the beginning of the video.
I'd rather be anywhere than here.
All right, here Deadpool would rather be anywhere else than on this bridge where there's a car on its side. It must not be a very fun situation to be in.
I'd rather have the money.
Here is Halloween, and Rachel is about to give the kid candy, but the kid would rather have the money. All right, this one is a little fast. I understand that.
I'm gonna look out for you when I go to the top. I'm gonna make you mad.
I'd rather you didn't.
Woo!
Here, our detective, James' character, is making a promise to the captain that when he reaches the top, he will make the captain mayor of the city. But the captain says, I'd rather you didn't.
Well, to be honest, 18, I'd rather you hadn't told me.
Here we see DiCaprio in the water, and Etienne, another guy, has said something that DiCaprio wishes he hadn't. This something is that there's something in the water.
See, I hate those kind of parties. I'd much rather have stayed at home and, I don't know, ironed me hankies, but...
Here our character is at a party, and he wishes he hadn't gone. He would rather have stayed at home and ironed his hankies. You might ask, what is ironing and what are hankies? I'll show a picture. So in the comment section, use I'd rather to make up a sentence. If you make any mistakes, I will correct you. Have a good one.